Hello, beer tubers, and welcome to yet another beer review with me, Peter, the Master of Hoppets, today joined by
Brett
of NYC's, checking out more Suarez lagers from Suarez family brewers. These are the two last Suarez beers we've got, and yeah, well, I just got lagers from them, and I think that was all that was available when I got these in a trade online. But this is what they're very well known for. Like they also do IPAs and stuff, don't they?
Yeah, but mostly farmhouse stuff.
Yeah, and then
besides these, I think.
And then these lagers, and they have quite a different spectrum of lagers. So we had their Palatine and Qualify, which were really, really good. Qualify was both of our favorite, just because it was more hoppy. And they also do a Schwarzbier and some different things, but also Helles and a Kellerbier. So we're trying those today. So we're checking out these two. These are much fresher. This was canned, the Helles was canned on the 28th of April, so fairly fresh. And the Kellerbier was canned on the 17th of March.
Okay.
So they're a whole lot fresher. These says they need to be drunk by the... Okay, this actually says today is the day to drink it by the Kellerbier. Interesting.
Holy crap.
Yeah, they don't give it a long shelf life, and this says it's best before the 28th of July. So it's like a 3-month shelf life for they give it lagers. It's very short.
Yeah.
Especially considering some of the lagers we talked about.
Wasn't this one the freshest of them? That's really weird.
No, the 17th of March, and this is from April.
Okay. I thought you said May.
Oh no, yeah.
Because that wouldn't make sense at all.
No.
Okay, makes sense now.
But I think it's just because they want to try and have people understand that the lagers are a little bit better, really, or within like the first 3-4 months maybe. I will also say 6 months usually they're also pretty good, but in general with a lot of beer you just want it really fresh. Yeah. So,
but they should be kept cold.
Yeah. So. That's also a big part of it. So we got two, as we said, their Helles and their Kellerbier. We're gonna start with the Helles. It's a little bit stronger. It's 4.8. The Kellerbier is 4.7.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wild Helles is the name. This is an unfiltered Helles. So let's see how they tackle this one. It looks a lot like Palatine. Actually, it's a similar color, maybe a bit more pale. Yeah. But look at the fluffy head on it. You can generate a very nice fluffy head. Yeah. But a beautiful, lightly hazy golden yellow color. It
looks like a farmhouse beer.
It kind of does actually. Yeah. And then a nice eggshell colored white head. Yeah. Check out the aroma. Yeah, it smells very nice. Small hints of sulfur, which is totally okay. But the big thing is also it has hop character. Yeah. Like a lot of people with Helles is like either they don't use any hops because Helles is more malty, or they use too many hops and it's more like a pilsner because it gets bitter. This smells like it's right on there.
But this one to me is super biscuity.
Yeah, it's super bready. It's definitely more biscuity. It's definitely more biscuity and malt centric than the others. Yeah. But it also just smells more like fresh malt.
Yeah, but it's interesting with the malt character because to me it's not particularly crackery or really bready. It's more like the biscuit thing.
Yeah, I can see that. So biscuit, when you say biscuits, do you mean like the
digestive biscuits?
Biscuits. So the UK.
Yeah.
It's called a digestive. So a graham cracker is what you'd compare it to. Yeah. So graham cracker, I can totally see that because it's like a slightly rustic grain profile. Yeah. Whereas, if you talk in the US, you say biscuits, it's the bread. Yeah. But it smells really nice. There's a floral hop bouquet, but it's also quite peppery. And I think that's been a very interesting thing with all of them because they've been a big balance of different kind of hop aromas. It's not all fruitiness or floral notes.
But and also just a touch of like a lemony thing.
Yeah. And then a touch of sulfur.
Yeah.
Just a touch. Which is okay. You just want a small amount. Yeah. That's totally fine. Let's try it. Cheers. That's a crusher.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow, that is to a T in terms of style. Yeah. It's because it's aromatic and hoppy, but it's not bitter.
But it's really smooth.
Yeah, and that's what Helles needs to be. Helles needs to be these super crushable, super smooth, easy drinking lagers with aroma hops, but like next to no bitterness. Yeah. So you get like a clean, crisp finish, but not that bitter, dry finish as you get in the pills. It's more clean and crisp and like bready, the finish. Yeah. Hop character-wise, the pepper for me, black pepper really shines. Yeah. But it definitely has a nice floral edge to it. Yeah, that's like this. And woody.
Floral, woody, peppery. But I would still say I think it's more biscuity than it's super bready and.
Yeah, it's definitely. I can see a graham cracker type flavor more so than
Let's just say digestives.
Digestives. Yeah, but I think they're not called that in the States. They're called graham crackers.
Okay.
So,
it's weird.
That's how it is.
But that's really nice.
It's really good. It's really good. But I still think... So a lot of people said I need to drink into them more often because they're sometimes also misses. But we had a set of batches that were total hits.
Yeah.
And I still... That hitless was, I think, still better than this.
Yeah. I think that was brilliant.
It was brilliant. This is also brilliant. But it's much more towards that kind of Hill Farmstead, really soft, delicate style.
Yeah.
And it's, that's not a bad thing at all. It's like soft, delicate complexity, and it's just a crusher of a beer.
And it's also that slightly more soft texture than maybe some German breweries.
To be honest, that's true. All of them so far has a bit more of like a soft, pillowy mouthfeel, which is really nice. Yeah. But a lot of the German ones tend to... I think some Helles, when you get them really fresh, are soft, but also that's part of that is also because of the lower CO2 often in Helles in southern Germany. But often they're a bit more sharp and cracker, and it could be sulfate contents in water or what, I don't know. Maybe it's the way they hop their beers. It just feels like the approach here has been definitely German inspired, but it's like with that kind of really focusing on making it soft approach as Hill Farmstead also has with a lot of their beers.
But I love their beers. But I think maybe that works a bit better with farmhouse beers. Yeah. But
because it can almost become too soft in a lager.
Yeah.
But let's try and move on to the Kellerbier.
Yes.
So Brett and I, this is a Kellerbier, or they call it a Keller Lager. It's called Mrs. Frank Keller Lager. 4.7%, inspired by Franconian Kellerbier. I've been drinking a lot of Franconian Kellerbier, and Brett and I pretty much grew up on Franconian Kellerbier locally because the Wharf used to import St. Georgen Boys Kellerbier, the Buttenheimer Kellerbier. And that's an amber Kellerbier, and it's well hopped, and it's amazing.
It's really good.
Especially because we got it so fresh there.
Yeah.
For some reason, they decided to stop selling it, which I think is nuts because it's one of their biggest sellers.
Yeah, it was one of the crowd favorites.
Yes, and I've had it plenty of times on tap in Bamberg, and it's just such a fantastic Kellerbier. That, is so good. Yeah. So with that one in mind, we have a bit of a very good reference, but also something like Au.
Yeah.
This is a great Kellerbier, or just most of the Centner beers because they're done in a Keller / Zwickelbier style. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Looks a lot like the.
It's quite hazy, actually.
It's very hazy, more hazy than most Keller beers in Germany. Yeah. They're a bit more in terms of haze levels, like this, I guess.
Yeah.
But it looks nice. Otherwise, the color I think is pretty dead on to St. Georgenboy.
Yeah.
And it also has a very nice substantial head.
Yeah.
Let's check out the aroma.
Wow. Really good.
You can really see the inspiration totally from a lot of these. It's definitely more aromatic on hops, and then you have touches of like lightly toasted, almost like you toasted crackers or something. It's the same biscuity, graham crackery thing, but more a toasted.
Like a toasted, but also
toasted cereal grain.
But to me, it also has this slightly orange marmalade touch.
Yeah, totally. And I think that's a combination of sweetness from malt and then hops, citric notes from hops. But there's definitely a nice, more bigger floral bouquet on this compared to the others.
Yeah, but also again, it's definitely more orangey also.
Yeah, and this one I'm not really picking up much sulfur, if any.
It's definitely more. Yeah, there's more on this one.
It smells really good. I mean, it smells a lot like something along the lines of the beers we mentioned from maybe not Centner. Centner is a league of their own, but I think it smells a lot like something like the St. Georgenboy and whatnot, but maybe just not as aromatic on hops.
I think that one is also a bit different. I don't remember that one as being orangey.
No.
It's much more peppery and citric.
Also citric,
Yeah.
And grassy.
Yeah.
But it smells really good.
Yeah.
It smells, to me, so far the best of the bunch.
Yeah.
That's right. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's also really soft and really delicate. It's really good.
Yeah.
The orange marmalade and citric on the aftertaste. The balance on these are so crazy and they're so soft.
Yeah.
But I'll still say they don't hold up to the German ones. At least some of the best German stuff when it's at its best.
Yeah.
And these are fairly fresh compared to the others. It's still really great lagers.
Yeah,
If this was my local brewery, I would have 4 packs of this in the fridge all times. It's almost too soft for me, and I think that's across the board with all of them for me to go really high in terms of grades.
It could be a bit more expressive, maybe.
Yes, and just have a little more edge.
Yeah.
Because I like when lagers have a snap and an edge.
Yeah.
But it drinks fantastic.
But if you like it super balanced and smooth, this is definitely your thing. But it's interesting that toasty note has this one.
Yeah, it's toasty crackers of sorts. More so than toasted bread, because it doesn't have that heft of bread. No. It's definitely more light, like a cracker or a biscuit.
But it also has like a drying sensation that sticks much more to your tongue than this one.
Yeah, and I think that's possibly a hot bite.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, to me it's like just a sensation of like a woodiness or peppery.
I can totally see a woodiness. There is like a woody, foresty kind of drying out, almost like slightly resiny actually, but it's very light. Yeah. On the aftertaste, and I think that's just like a drying hop character, because a lot of those German hops are known for woodsy characters, and it's peppery, but it's definitely got more of a punch of hops, I think, than most of them.
But also
maybe on the same level as the Qualify, actually, this one.
This is definitely more hoppy than this one. Like at least it sticks to your palate for longer. The hop character.
Oh man, they're soft and drinkable. Really good beers. But as you said, just a little bit more expressive characters and not like uber soft is what I'd want. But I think a lot of people love uber soft when it comes to beers like this as well. Yeah. So I totally see why people go nuts for these.
It is really good.
It's
actually a bit hard to critique it, because it's much more a matter of preference.
Yeah, because they're done exactly to a T.
Yeah.
All of the beers from Suarez in a lagers game we've had has been to a T as you want from styles. Yeah. It's not been anything that's off. And that's awesome, because that shows they're really good at brewing beer, because lagers are where you find flaws.
Yeah.
So there's not, like, the only thing is the sulfur, but the sulfur is usually supposed to be in German beers, just in small amounts.
Yeah.
So yeah, really good stuff. I think so. Yeah. I will give the Helles a 90 as we gave the Palatine. I think I'll tie them. Yeah. And then like around the 91, 92-ish as we did with the Qualify for the Kellerbier. I think that's it's really, really good lagers. But if someone's asked me if I wanted this or Centner, I'd still say Centner.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and also if Gensteller is always as good as the ones we had last, I would probably also pick them. I would.
Yeah, also because
also
they're cheaper.
Considering the price.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I'm really glad we got to try them. It'd be really fun to try some Suarez Saison Farmhouse ales as well.
Yeah, I would love to try those.
But we have a couple more lagers from the States from a hype brewery, from Mill Farmstead, which will be fun to try. We'll get to eventually a unfiltered Helles and an unfiltered Pilsner.
Yeah.
So, but I'm guessing they'll be in the same ballpark, similar thing.
Maybe.
I don't know, people are loving them, so I'm hoping we will as well. But
I hope I'll love them.
It sounds like we're knocking these a bit, or we're not really knocking them. They're still fantastic beers.
Again, it's just a matter of preference. It's not really, you can't really critique them.
No, because they are totally what they're supposed to be. They're crazy, crushable beers. Well-made lagers. Good ups on Suarez for these. So yeah, if you guys had a chance to try either Wild Helles or Mrs. Frank Kellerbier or Kellerlager from Suarez, let us know what you thought of them. As always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And we're going to say cheers.
Yes, cheers.
In our favorite of these two, and see you guys in another video.